Canada is at a crossroads. In early 2023, the government signed a $19 billion deal to buy 88 F-35 fighter jets from the U.S., replacing the aging CF-18S. The F-35 is a cutting-edge, stealth aircraft, already chosen by many U.S. allies. The deal was supposed to end years of debate over Canada's next fighter jet. But in March 2025, Prime Minister Mark Carney ordered a full review of the F-35 purchase, surprising many. The review, set to finish this month, has thrown the future of Canada's Air Force into doubt. The government is now reconsidering stick with the F-35S or change course. This decision impacts billions of dollars, national defense, and Canada's relationship with the U.S. The Royal Canadian Air Force urgently needs new jets, as the CF-18S are outdated and hard to maintain. The F-35 was chosen for its compatibility with the U.S. military, especially for NORAD, the Joint Defense of North American Airspace. Any move away from the F-35 could strain this crucial alliance. The F-35 saga in Canada has lasted over a decade, with governments flip-flopping on the purchase. Even after signing the contract, the debate rages on. Now all eyes are on Prime Minister Carney's next move. The outcome will reveal Canada's priorities: military strength, industrial benefits, and its bond with its closest ally. The stakes are high, and the world is watching. Will Canada stick with the F-35 or chart a new path? The answer will shape Canadian defense for decades. Why is Canada reconsidering the F-35 now? 3 big reasons: cost, delays, and politics. The F-35 is expensive to buy and even pricier to maintain. Lifetime costs are soaring past initial estimates. Recent reports show costs are still rising, straining Canada's budget. Delays are another headache. The critical Block 4 software is 5 years late and billions over budget. Lockheed Martin missed delivery targets, meaning Canada may not get jets on time. Then there's politics. Relations with the U.S. have grown tense since President Trump's return. Disagreements over trade and defense have made some Canadians uneasy about relying so heavily on the U.S. The F-35 deal now symbolizes that dependence. Some officials question if it's wise to invest so much in a single American program amid political uncertainty. These factors, rising costs, delays, and strained U.S. ties, have forced Canada to pause and reconsider. The review is a chance to ask, is the F-35 still the right choice, or is there a better, more independent path forward? The government must weigh the F-35's benefits against these growing risks. The answer could reshape Canada's defense strategy. Washington was not pleased by Canada's review. The U.S. sees the F-35 as a linchpin of its alliances and defense industry. Canada's hesitation is viewed as a threat to this partnership. President Trump responded directly, warning Prime Minister Carney that Canada is never for sale, to which Trump replied, "Never say never." This tense exchange highlights the friction between the two leaders. The U.S. quickly ramped up pressure, with Ambassador Pete Hoekstra warning of serious consequences if Canada backs out. NORAD, the joint U.S. Canada air defense, relies on both countries flying compatible jets. The message dropping the F-35 could undermine North American security and the special U.S. Canada relationship. Canada now faces a tough choice: address domestic concerns about cost and sovereignty, or risk damaging its most important alliance. The decision is no longer just about fighter jets, it's about loyalty, diplomacy, and the future of U.S. Canada ties. With Trump's personal involvement, the stakes are higher than ever. Every move by Ottawa is being watched closely in Washington. The outcome will echo far beyond military procurement. Canada's next step could redefine its relationship with the U.S. for years. The world is waiting to see what Carney will do. The pressure is on. Under pressure, Canada is considering a bold compromise: the mixed fleet option. Instead of canceling the F-35 deal, Canada would keep the first 16 jets already paid for. The rest, 72 jets, would be replaced with a different aircraft, likely from another country. This would let Canada stay in the F-35 program, avoiding the harshest fallout, while reducing dependence on the U.S. The leading alternative? Sweden's Saab Gripen. The result, a 2-jet Air Force, F-35S for high-tech missions, Gripens for everyday patrols. Supporters say this balances advanced technology with cost savings and industrial benefits. The mixed fleet is at the heart of the current review. It promises flexibility and independence, but comes with big risks. Operating 2 different jets is complex and costly. Still, for some in Ottawa, it's a tempting way to navigate a difficult situation. But is it practical, or just wishful thinking? Enter the Saab Gripen, Sweden's answer to Canada's fighter dilemma. Unlike the F-35, the Gripen is a reliable, versatile, and much cheaper fourth-generation jet. Supporters argue it's better suited for Canada's vast territory and harsh Arctic conditions. Saab's pitch: build the jets in Canada, creating jobs and boosting the local aerospace industry. The Made in Canada promise is politically attractive. Canada and Sweden have recently deepened defense ties, making the Gripen a natural fit. Some say the original competition favored the F-35 unfairly, and the Gripen never got a fair shot. The Gripen's lifetime cost is about a third of the F-35's, and it's easier to maintain in remote areas. For those worried about U.S. influence, buying Swedish jets offers more independence. The Gripen represents a practical, sovereign alternative. It's a different path, one that prioritizes cost, jobs, and Canadian control. But is it enough to sway the government? The mixed fleet sounds appealing, but experts warn it's a logistical nightmare. Running two types of jets means double the training, maintenance, and supply chains. Pilots and mechanics would need separate programs, simulators, and tools for each jet. Spare parts and logistics would be twice as complex and expensive. Deploying jets to different bases would require duplicate infrastructure. Making the F-35 and Gripen work together in the air is a huge technical challenge. The F-35's advanced data sharing is unmatched, and integrating it with the Gripen could be problematic. Experts caution that any savings from cheaper jets could be wiped out by the cost of running two fleets. The risk: a less flexible, more expensive, and harder to manage Air Force. The mixed fleet may solve some problems, but it could create even bigger ones. Is Canada ready for that gamble? Beyond cost and logistics, sovereignty is a major concern. The F-35 is a flying supercomputer with software and mission data controlled by the U.S. Some Canadians fear this gives Washington too much influence over their Air Force. Rumors of a kill switch are likely exaggerated, but the U.S. does control critical software updates and mission files. Without them, the F-35's effectiveness drops sharply. Political tensions have made some leaders question tying Canada's defense so closely to the U.S. Even former F-35 supporters now urge caution, citing doubts about America's reliability as a partner. Buying the Swedish Gripen could give Canada more control over its jets and operations. The real question: should Canada prioritize seamless U.S. cooperation or greater independence? The answer will define the country's defense future. Canada's F-35 saga is nothing new. It's been a story of doubt and debate for 15 years. In 2010, the Harper government announced a no-bid F-35 purchase, sparking controversy over cost and process. The Liberals, led by Justin Trudeau, promised to cancel the deal and hold a new competition. Years of political wrangling followed, with multiple companies entering and dropping out. By 2022, only the F-35 and Saab Gripen remained. The F-35 won, and the government upped the order to 88 jets, but even after signing the deal in 2023, doubts persisted. New problems, rising costs, software delays, and U.S. tensions have reignited the debate. Canada has never been fully comfortable with the F-35. Every government has questioned the decision. This latest review is just the newest chapter in a long, unsettled story. The uncertainty continues. So what's next? Most experts doubt Canada will actually go with the mixed fleet. The U.S. alliance and NORAD partnership are too important to risk. No other Western jet matches the F-35's capabilities. Canceling now would mean penalties, delays, and more strain on the aging CF-18S. Many see the review as political posturing, a way to pressure the U.S. and Lockheed Martin for better terms. After making a point, the government may announce a better deal and stick with the F-35. The need for U.S. interoperability will likely outweigh cost and sovereignty concerns. The mixed fleet is an interesting idea, but the risks are high. Most signs point to Canada staying with the F-35 after some tense negotiations. The long saga may end where it began, with the F-35 as Canada's next fighter jet.